Hello there and welcome back. Well, this is it, 6 o'clock, so it's time for a brand new one-day special. And today is the turn of fabric freedom. So Hayley is here. How you doing?
Hello, Hayley.
Oh, hey, Hayley number 2. There you go. Hayley squared, you could almost say, really.
Almost.
Now, of course, we launch a brand new one-day special at 6 o'clock every single day, and it's the turn of fabric freedom, which I know means we've got quality straight away.
And this is a beautiful set. I went down to their kind of their offices and I picked these out myself because I thought they were so beautiful. And what you've got in the one day special is you've got enough to make 6 cushions like this. So it doesn't come with the actual cushion pad itself. You do have a couple of different options of those on the show, but you are getting 6 of these watercolour print panels.
Beautiful.
You are getting a metre by, I think it's metre by 1.5 metres. Might be
kind of like a backing fabric.
Might be a 45-inch, that one actually.
Okay.
We'll check that in a minute. You're getting 6 colour coordinated concealed zips, and we will show you how to put those in. So, I mean, obviously without the black thread. The black thread is there so you can see what I've done.
Okay.
But without the black thread, you can make a really kind of nice, neat concealed zip on those.
Lovely.
And we're going to show you how to do that as well.
The panels, because you are getting 6 panels in total.
So you are getting chickens.
Lovely.
Now it's your turn.
You're getting your fabulous little cows, as you can hear.
There you go.
Ooh.
A bit of a pheasant.
Very country
We saw a lot of pheasants. I'll tell you about the pheasants and later.
Fair enough.
We've got a stag.
Lovely. Oh, a Highland cow. Amazing.
Thank you.
Look, the little sheep. That is the last one of your options. I'm not going to lift this one up because it doesn't look very nice underneath. So there you
Just
go.
a board.
You
I'll
are
put
going
them back,
to get
shall I?
all of these. All of these. This is brilliant value for money. £34.90. You're getting all 6 panels, and you're getting your zips, and you're getting your backing fabric as well. So you've got a metre of that fabric, allowing you to create all your fabulous cushions. The only thing you really need to add into the mix with these ones are your cushion pads. So if you're wanting your cushion pads, jump online because you can get hold of those as well.
So if you go and have a look on the kind of the high street retailers and you're looking for a cushion of this size, now this has got an 18-inch cushion pad in. I would probably recommend a 20-inch in this one just to give it a little bit more fullness. And if you look at 6 kind of linen look fabric cushions at any kind of high street retailer, you can be paying anywhere between £12 each to £30 each. For
and
these.
I know that because I have looked for some that are similar with this. Because I've got stags in our lounge, so I have been looking for them like perfect, slotted in the middle of those prices.
And the testament to this is Sam, John next door's Sam, doesn't like fabric, and he was straight over giving them a stroke. Yeah. So if even Sam likes them, then there you go.
It's a brilliant
Sam, seal of approval.
There you go. We ought to have that as a little stamp on the screen, haven't we there? Now, of course, with these, if you wanted to get hold of them, they're only good at that price for the next 24 hours. You've got a £34 saving with these. So it's a considerable saving. Do not miss out on that one. 365. But we've got a pick and mix with a similar sort of idea to
We
these.
have. So if maybe you didn't want all the zips and the backing fabric to make them into cushions, and maybe you had other ideas for them, so maybe you were going to use them as wall art and put mixed media onto them, maybe you're going to make them into bags, other projects, then we do have a pick and mix. It's the same 6 as we've shown you, but there is a cheeky little extra one in there.
An extra choice for you with the
robin. Which is the robin.
Okay, absolutely adorable. And of course they're very friendly little birds and we see them all year round. So there you go, you've got your little robin there, and of course you've got all of those options that we saw with your one day special. So if you don't want to go for your one day special, as Hayley said, because you've got your zips, because you've got your fabric, then of course you can go for your pick and mix, choosing any 2 of those for just £14.99.
Oh no, there's been an error.
There's been an error?
Yeah. Oh, you've messed them all
Oh,
up.
sorry, the next fabric. Oh, it's all right, we'll cover it.
I didn't know about this one until I stepped in today and I was like, ooh. What are they?
Oh,
because they go so well with the one day special, I think they're an absolute must. And then when I saw the price of them,
gorgeous.
They are an absolute steal.
Oh my goodness, you're getting all of these?
Yes. Wow. So these are the hand woven cotton checks. And there's about 5 or 6 different designs in here. So you've got your stripes at the bottom there. Let me just see where it changes. There you go. Checks. You've got all the same colour tones as are used in the one day special panels. You've got your wider stripes, your bigger checks, your darker stripes and your darker checks as well. So it's a beautiful collection. And I think they'd work so well with those one day specials, because they've got all those kind of similar muted. If I bring the stag one across, just so you can see it next to it, beautiful colours to go with that. So that one's a great one if you're wanting to extend this a little bit further, because we're saying that they're cushion panels, but there'd be absolutely nothing stopping you making these into feature panels on a quilt.
Yeah, good idea.
Absolutely nothing stopping you doing that.
Yeah, and these would be nice ones to actually fill in those gaps. So if you're wanting these, $9.99, really good value for money. It's nice to see these kind of colour tones as well.
Yes, they're quite kind of muted, because usually when you get charm packs, they can be kind of quite bright, quite out there, quite kind of Technicolor, and it's quite nice to see a muted tone version. So we're going to have to play with them a little bit later.
And they're quite neutral. I know you've got lots of different colour tones in there, but they're pretty neutral.
Yes,
range,
they'll go with an awful lot.
Exactly.
Of things.
Yes, that's the key thing with these. So 811-652 if you are wanting those, just £9.99. Now we've got something slightly larger with your fat quarters, and with these we've got two different options of these.
Yes, so you've got the black set, which is the set at the bottom, and then including the one that you can see drapes down the end there, and then you've got the blue set, which is up the top. Now the reason that I picked these was, if you look at the kind of linen colour that's in there, if you didn't want that quite kind of plain muted background, they work so well with those. So we've picked and tried to coordinate all the fabrics that we've got on the show to work with that one day special panel.
There you go. Now if you're wanting your fat quarters,
I'm just going to take this with
two different options. That's it. Just hang on to them. I think we need him again in a minute. $19.99, 6 pieces there. You choose. Are you going to go for your blue, or are you going to go for your black option? But 7704-152 being the item number. Now, Highland collection.
One of the most popular ones we've had. Have we got the panels with these this time? We have Cow and Thistle. Cow and Thistle and Celtic Design. I
don't know. What are you thinking?
Oh, no. Right. I know what I'm thinking. What they've done, I'm with you now. Okay. Because what Fabric Freedom have is they do have a panel that goes with these, and it's a big kind of printed panel on the matching weight cotton. But because there are Highland cows in there, and there are stags and pheasants within that design, and you've got all of those same animals within here, that's why we've brought them to go with. So again, if you wanted a different theme to go with it, so maybe you wanted your stag front cushion, but maybe you weren't that keen on the plain back, or you wanted something, you wanted to do a bit of a border or an edge to it.
Even larger cushion, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Make it into like a floor cushion or something like that. We've just brought you some alternatives to kind of work with it. So your one day special is your starting point. So that's going to give you your basis to either make your cushions or turn it into other projects if you wish. From there, we're bringing you the extras that can bolt onto it and just extend your capabilities.
There you go. I like that. Lots of capabilities, lots of options. 3 different options with regards to this one. So of course you can see that gorgeous kind of wine red colour, as you can see there, or red wine even. Put them into whichever order you like. Next one you've got is your lilac. Lilac's featuring some navy in there as well,
yes,
which is
there's quite a lot of navy in that one. So they're just really nice, kind of slightly different colours, because I think that the red and green one, that's quite traditional.
Yes.
And then you're getting into slightly less traditional Scottish looking, Highland looking colours.
This is very true. And then the final one that you've got there, you can just about see that blue tartan, and just pull it forward slightly. You can see you're getting the 3 different blue fabrics with that one. So you're going to get all 3. You're going to get your Highland cattle, your thistle, and of course you're going to get that fabulous check there as well, your Celtic design there, which is $16.99, 787054 if you wanted to get a hold of those. Now, a fabric that's always popular as one of those kind of extender fabrics is a waffle weave, and we've brought that in.
Again, it's got that linen look to the fabric that is in the one day special, so that's why we've brought these, because you can see there, just especially looking with that green one, where you can see the weave quite clearly on it. It matches so well, and it gives you that kind of same feel. So that's why we've brought these with it. So if you have maybe a house that would really benefit from the red or the purple background to go with what you've got in your house, then absolutely you can use those with this, because it will work and tone that weave in to allow you to take a fairly plain panel and inject some colour if you want to.
Perfect. Now I forgot to mention, on this particular one you're getting 1/2 metres, 3 1/2 metres. Your pick and mix, you choose. Should have mentioned that with the last fabrics as well. You're getting your 3.5 metres with those as well. But you probably read it on the screen anyway. But you choose. It could be 3.5 metres, should I say, of the same colour if you're wanting to, or you can pick and mix them up to your heart's content if you so wish. So 296881 is that all-important item number for those. It's a useful item number. Keep a note of that one, because I think when you start using this one perhaps as a blend or a filler fabric, then yeah,
absolutely.
you'll want more of those.
You'll see in some of the watercolour pictures, because obviously the stag one that we've got done here, that's quite muted, quite plain, but when you get to the pheasants and the cockerels and the chickens, there are lots of colours in those ones, and that's when you can tie in those really nice waffle weave fabrics with it.
Perfect. There you go. If you fancy those details disappearing off your screen as we bring in these beautiful ones here. Again, 3 options.
These were new, so
Ooh,
I snuck them in. And what they've done is they've teamed up some plains with them. So you're getting 2 patterns. And you're getting the plain to go coordinate with it as well. And this is such a nice pattern, because what they've done is they've taken kind of both those kind of light, almost bleached out look pieces to it, and added those much darker ones in there as well. So you're getting a lovely kind of overall tone in there. And because you've got so many tones working within it, these will go with a lot of different colours.
Yeah, nice idea. Like that one. Again, 3 different choices with these. Again, 1/2 metres with them. So 1.5 metres in each one of those bundles for just $16.99. You've got your grey and black, you've got your purple and your pink, and then of course you've got that gorgeous teal and blue. It's nice, isn't it?
That's the best one.
Actually, you like your teals and blues,
I know, but that's a really nice colour, that one.
Yeah. Very pretty.
I like that. That was very understated, and I think that would go with a lot of things. So if you're looking for a blender option, that grey one's a great one to go for. But if you're looking for something punchy, then the blue and teal one's just beautiful.
There you go. Fancy adding any of those into your basket? We'll need this number of 761928 if you're wanting those.
It's the only one that doesn't really match the one day special, but it was really nice.
Couldn't resist it.
No.
Now, I can understand why you couldn't resist these. These are fabulous.
Well, again, we've brought these specifically to kind of work alongside the one day special, because you can see the colours in there, and the background colours almost identical. And if you just wanted something a little bit more interesting than a plain back, you've got those prints on there as well. And this is one that we've had before in a slightly different colourway, and it absolutely flew, because these, I believe, are 150 tall. Can I just check?
Are you going to do the Hayley measurement?
Well, I've got no tape measure, so yes.
Now the details are on your screen. You're going to choose any 2 of these. 1/2 metre with regards to
definitely
there you go.
bigger.
There's the Hayley measurement.
They're 150.
For you. There you go, 150.
If it comes up to my chin, then it's 134. And if it comes up to there, it's 45 inch.
Love it, there you go. Who'd have thought it?
Who needs tape measures?
Who needs tape measures? Exactly, just need a Hayley. 685-461 if you want to take advantage of these. £4 saving, bringing them down to £10.99. But of course, you can double up on these if you do particularly want one fabric and you want it as a full metre. Then, of course, increase those quantities. Oh, happy hour. I forgot to tell you about this. Happy hour for this hour. Actually, you're going to be having a happy hour for each one of the hours that we bring to you with the one day special. But this hour, it is the turn of these. You've got your Fabric Freedom Silhouette Florals. Beautiful. 5 pieces there, 1/2 metre each, for just £19.99. So yes, if you fancy adding those in, they're nice neutral tones as well, I like those ones. If you want those, pop them into your basket. But of course, we have been kicking the hour off with the one day special. Already over 10% of the stock has gone. It's a popular one, I'm not surprised. Beautiful designs, and of course you've got the ability to turn them into cushions with all the additional elements that you've got within this bundle. So you've got your 6 panels featuring the Highland cattle there. You can see you've got your hens there. You've also got, well, I know one hen, one is a cockerel. I am aware of that, just in case anybody emails in. And then you've got your sheep.
Somebody should have ironed them before they took photos of them. Well, we've just sat and ironed everything
you have,
before
and you
we
made
put it
them
on
look
air.
pristine. I was trying to gloss over that one, Hayley.
Sorry.
You caught me out.
Well, they should have done.
They should have done, definitely.
They should have done. We need to get one of those Alyssos for the photography room.
Put it in the photography room. They'll think, they'll take a photo of it. That's all they'll do.
Just put it in there. Click.
That's it, next.
Don't leave anything in photography. Click one.
You said that,
Anyway.
not me. I'm not getting into trouble. And the details on your screen for your one-day special featuring those fabulous panels and, of course, the backing fabric and, of course, the zips as well. So what are we up to then, Hayley?
We're going to start with the kind of most basic concealed zip that you can get. So with a zip, there are two types. There is a concealed zip and a non-concealed zip. So a non-concealed zip will be this way round. You can see there, so the teeth are on the outside.
That'll be familiar to a lot of people, that style zip.
But the puller for the zip will also be on this side. The difference with the concealed zip is basically the puller is on the other side. And you can get kind of proper concealed zip feet to use, and we'll be using one of those in a later show. But we're just going to start with the very, very basics of how to get that zip in if you do not have a zipper foot and you want to make a cushion exactly the same as that one.
No problem at all.
And we shall get more complicated as we go on.
There you go.
Excellent. Excellent.
Sounds like a plan.
So all I've done to start off is I've squared off the panel. I've got the chicken one and the cockerel one. So I've squared that off as a complete panel, and I've cut a backing piece that's exactly the same size. Now, I prefer to have my zips on the bottom of cushions because I think when you have them stood up on things,
you don't see it, do you?
You don't see it.
Fair
so you've got lovely front, lovely back, concealed at the bottom there. Now, that would be concealed a little more using a coordinating thread. Obviously, to make it show on the TV, we need to use something that has a little bit more contrast to it so you can see what we're doing. But other than that, dead easy.
That's it. You tend to find concealed zips or invisible zips on garments as well. High class
like
quality.
hems, sides on skirts, where you kind of zip it up and you can't see it.
And it kind of gives you that seamless look.
There's lots of different ways to put it in. We're going to start with this one because it's the easiest, I think.
No, that makes sense.
And then we're going to kind of work on some different ones. And some of them need specialist feet and things like that. So we're going to work our way through a selection of different ways.
Lovely.
Okay, so I'm going to start. Now, I want my join to be on the bottom.
Okay.
So I'm going to have those together. And I would normally have a few pins in there just to hold it in place. But I am just going to square it, make sure that's nice and square. And then I'm just going to whip a seam straight along the bottom. Now, when I made that one, I made the error of not changing my stitch size, which meant a lot of unpicking.
Okay, so you're doing the seam at the bottom at the moment,
so I'm
but not within the zip at this stage.
Yes, so I'm starting with a seam allowance. I'm just going to offer that up. Now, whatever length your zip is, generally you put your zip hole in about 1 inch less, so you've got some hanging over, so that when you're sewing your zip, you don't have the problems of trying to kind of slide it back and forth.
Sometimes, if you've ever had a zip puller that's disappeared into the seam, so to speak, that's usually what happens.
That's usually what happens. So I'm going to start off with a pedal. That would help. There we go. Just put a little fix on there. So I'm going to start off by running just a 2.5 millimetre stitch along there. I'm going to stop at this point because that's where I want to start unpicking for my zip. So I'm going to change my stitched width on the front there. So I've gone from a 2.5, which is quite a narrow stitch, to 5. Now that's
like
quite a wide
stitch.
one, like a tacking basting stitch, yes. And that's because it's going to hold the fabric in place while I sew it, but it's going to make it a damn sight easier to unpick.
Larger stitches are always easier to unpick.
So we'll whiz all the way along, and then I'm going to swap it back to a 2.5. So step that back down and finish off to the end.
Okay. Lovely.
And chop that off. So my next step, which I might have to give to you because you have the iron, is if you could just press that seam open for me.
No problem at all.
Like that. I know that you know what open means, but like that. Thank you.
If you're into your quilting, then you would normally take your seam and you'd press it to one side, the dark side we often mention. But on this scenario, what you need to do is actually open that seam up. And I've got this fabulous iron.
If you did press it to the dark side, then you'd have nowhere to unzip it to.
You certainly wouldn't.
So that's why you need to press it open.
This iron, Hayley, tell me about this iron.
So this is the Eliso Smart iron, and it is smart because it has a anti-scorch guard, and the anti-scorch guard comes in the format of the little feet that you see there. So as soon as Hayley takes her hand off the handle, it will put out those little feet and it will lift itself up to prevent any scorching. Now this is great for using for all the, you can use it for standard ironing if you wish, but it is really good for things like quilting and where you're back and forth to the iron an awful lot, because it means you don't have that kind of standing it up, so you don't have that extra pressure on wrists and thumbs and elbows and shoulders with this
speaking to a lot of people
all of the time.
about that, and it's not something that I'd considered because it's not something I've experienced, but yeah, there's a lot of people that do find that when they're actually putting an iron, normally you do exactly as I did earlier on, you stand it up on the end, but there's a lot of weight in an iron to do that, and it can hurt your wrist if you're not careful.
That one is a good weight, and the fact that you don't have to stand it up all the time, it's not, it's not heavy, but means because you don't have to stand it up all the time, you can put twice the amount of water in it because you're not having to lift it up all the time, which means you can do twice as much ironing before you need to fill it up.
The thing that I loved about it as well is the cable length.
Oh, the cable's amazing.
I did a show yesterday and I was using my mini iron, not thinking about this iron that was already got in, obviously here. And I literally went to iron something. Sorry, yes, carry on. Went to iron something, and I literally was about 3 foot away from the area that I was stitching. I hadn't got an extension lead, and this is it. Something like 10 metres or something. It's a ridiculous
I think
amount.
it's 10. It's right. It's bigger than 2 derricks. And it's also bigger than 2 Yanis's.
That's
how we've been measuring.
Yeah,
that's how we measure things now.
Yanis is very tall.
Yes. So it's about 10. No, it's 3 meters. It's 3 meters. It's
12 feet-ish or something like that.
It's 10. No, it's 10 foot.
In it somewhere.
It's 10 foot 8 inches, I think.
10 foot 8.
It's big.
Okay.
It's big.
Okay.
Because I'm 60 inches.
Okay.
So it's more than 108 inches, which they're telling me in my ear hole. It's bigger than that.
Oh.
Where's the box?
We'll check. We'll
hang on. Bear with.
Oh, we've got a box. We're going to check.
Bear with. I'm sure it's 3.7 meters, which I'm sure is 10.8 feet.
Oh, we'll go by meters
in old money.
But yeah, it's been a very popular iron. Of course, you have got the ability, as soon as you put your hands on the handle there, it will drop and off you go again. You can put your steam in there, you've got your little opener there, and it's a nice, easy opener as well. It does come with a little kind of jug that will allow you to put the water in. And as Hayley said, because of the way that it's made, it's designed for quilting and so...
It just never gets old, does it? Works underneath it. Oh, need at least 2 fingers, but you can put the fingers underneath as well.
Oh.
Right, in the middle a bit more.
Fingers.
No, just a bit in the middle a bit more. Ooh. There you go. So if you only have 2 fingers and you want to iron, this is the thing for you.
I love it. Actually, it's a fair point. You could do it.
You could, exactly.
Anyway,
right. So I have forgotten my pins today. So we're showing another alternative method for putting zips in. I would never actually use pins for putting zips in because it never lays flat and it distorts the fabric. So you can get glue sticks like that one, or you can also we have some tape, like pins on a roll. That works really, really well for this as well. So, I've glued the wrong side.
That's force of habit.
Now everything's going to be, because that's the way that it would normally be.
Do you want a different zip?
Yes, let's just, I'll unstick that one later.
Yeah,
right, that way up. Because that is the side, because normal zip, as teeth would be facing up, this is an invisible zip, teeth facing down. So I'm going to put glue on either side of here, and then we're just going to pop that into place.
Wonderful. Lovely job. You've been very busy for the one-day special. Of course, it's the launch hour, rapidly approaching halfway through the show, would you believe? And already nearly 20% of the stock has gone. First hour launch hour is always a very popular hour. Lots of you taking advantage of these. And of course, you are going to get your 6 fabulous countryside animal panels. In fact, I've got them just here. Shall I very quickly show them to you? Just before you do, can I just mention something? Because I'm just placing this zip. Oh, okay.
Rather than just plonking it on and hoping for the best, I am actually kind of rolling it down and making sure I get the zip in the centre of that sewn line, that seam line there. Now, carry on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, not at all. So your 6 panels that you're getting within your one-day special, you've got your cockerel there and your chicken or your hen. That one is coming within that particular panel. Next one, this is one of my favourites, and this one is your stag. Of course, if you do like the look of any one of these, or you want to double up on any, then do go for your pick and mix. You can choose any 2 of these. So maybe you want to add in a couple of extras
having a tiny
these
check.
as well.
Carry on.
Oh, I'm not quite sure.
No, everything's fine.
Okay, that's fair enough. So you've got your Highland cattle there. Of course, you've got your cows
I thought I'd used one of them for my sample, but you've got enough.
You're
all right.
You've also got your pheasant in your one-day special, and finally you've got your flock of sheep, as you can see there. Beautiful. Now, of course, you can get hold of these. All of these designs are in your pick and mix as well, but you have got the addition of the robin featuring in there. But if you're going for your one-day special, which is what Hayley's working with, details are on your screen there.
Okay, so I've stuck that down. If you were having trouble with it and it's either not sticking so well or you need to move it, then just a little bit of heat on there will reactivate the glue, and you should be able to get that down fine. And that is something you can do with your special iron, because your special iron has a special iron tip.
Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know that.
You can just do it. I'll let you do it with that bit there. But if you just put it flat on, and then if you go into that bit, now push it further in.
Oh, okay.
It goes in 5 centimetres worth. Which, if you're doing things like this where you have to be in and under a seam,
yes. So, for instance, that particular piece there, if I wanted to go for that piece, I could actually go in.
Yes, you can go do the one underneath and miss out the one on the top.
So
but you can get in 5 centimetres. Most normal irons will give you about 1 centimetre.
That's clever, isn't it?
To be able to do that. So it's great for things like that as well. Okay.
Wonderful.
Do you know... Let me just get this back.
Wonderful.
There we go.
So all neat and tidy.
Thank you. You have a little tidy up.
Yeah, I'm tidy up as we go.
Now, I prefer to start these zips in the middle at the back, because it's the bit that you're less likely to see. I don't like to start them on the end because it's one of the places you're going to have to fiddle to move the zip up and down.
Okay.
And it's also a place that has more stress on it.
Right.
So you don't really want joins there. So I tend to start in the middle. So if I haven't got a zipper foot, because we said that this is going to be the most basic option that we have.
Okay.
You need to move your needle either left or right. Now, even if it's a more basic machine than this, sorry, it's a very antisocial
sewing machine. I know we've had this
even if it's a more basic machine than this, it will give you the option usually to have a straight stitch, but have the needle to one side of the foot. So I'm going to step this across. Oh, I'm going to put it back onto the right size and then step it across. So I've got my needle right on that side, and we're going to start in the middle on the back. And we're going to sew all of the way around. So just let it.
Good tip, that starting in the centre there.
Well, it's the bit you're least likely to see if you make it. That's a bit fast, steady. And it also makes it easier when you get kind of 3/4 of the way around. You've done all the difficult bits, and you just need to adjust it out the way a little bit.
Now,
You've got a little bit more wiggle room.
2.5 stitch with this one.
You what, sorry?
2.5 stitch.
Yes, I'm back on the 2.5 because you want a nice kind of solid fix on this. And when you can see when I sewed those together, I used the kind of width of the foot, because generally zips will be about 3/4 of an inch wide. So if you use the width of the foot, from the centre of the foot to the outer edge is about 3/8.
Okay.
So that will always give you enough to hit that centre line, and you can see my seam allowance there versus the width of my zip is about the same. So that means I'm definitely going to be hitting fabric when I stitch it on.
Lovely.
So I'm going to come round to the bottom. And I'm going to just a couple more stitches, stop it there with the needle in, take it round the bottom, and then once I've come about halfway back up, I'm going to take that zip, the edge of the zip, down and out of my way, and I'm just going to be able to unpick a few on the front.
The little puller.
To be able to do that, the little puller out of the way. Now take it slowly over the kind of end of the zip. If you're not sure about your machine being able to take it, then just hand turn it on the side.
Good tip.
Rather than force it through, because one of the things that sometimes it can do is these feet on the foot of the machine will stick up, and sometimes that will stop the feed dogs from gripping and stop it from kind of coming through. So it's often better just to hand turn it to make sure it goes through, because with something like this you don't really want to. A tip that I usually give is press on the front of the feet to allow it to go through, because that'll give it more purchase. But you don't want to do that with this, because you want to be able to stop kind of exactly where that kind of, I don't know if you can see on there, if I just tilt it up a little bit you might be able to see the weave of the zip changes. So you can see on this end it's kind of quite big diagonals, and then here it's more of a traditional weave. And that's where I'm aiming for. That's what I'm using as my guide.
Oh, right, kind
to
of
put
the
my
middle
to put my
join.
zip in. Yeah, so let me just put that needle right down. We'll take this round and we'll come back up the other side. Oh, I maybe need one more stitch there. Let me just put one more stitch in. There you go, we'll come up the other side.
Nothing to be frightened of, are they? Zips? People are often terrified of putting zips
Yeah,
in.
they are. And I think doing it this way, where you put the zip in first, that kind of worrying bit is out of the way, and then it's dead easy after that. And I think that when I've done dressmaking before, they always leave that bit to last, and I hate that. I would rather get it in first, get it right, get it out of the way, because when it's two pieces of fabric like this, they're a lot easier to manipulate, and it's a lot easier to get it right, and it's a lot easier to, if you don't get it right, to unpick it. Okay, so at that point, I'm going to stop. I'm just going to unpick a few stitches on the front there.
Okay.
Because I don't want to come right the way up to the top. If I come right the way up to the top, I'm not going to have enough space to kind of slide it down.
Okay.
So I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to take it off the machine. I'm going to leave the needle down, just take that up, and then I'm going to unpick a few of the stitches that are on the front there that join those centre bits to be able to get that zip down.
Okay.
Actually, it might come up. I can do the same, as long as it's not stopped at the same point, I can do it a little bit further up actually, which might make it a little bit easier for you guys to see on the camera. I'll come a little bit up further up. That means I can unpick a few stitches while, could you maybe do a recap numbers while I do some?
Not a problem.
Oh, you love doing numbers.
Oh, I do. I sometimes put them in the right order.
That'll do me. I shall stop there.
Okay.
Sometimes in the right order
Sometimes
as well.
in the right order, yeah.
Wow.
There you go, it's a skill.
Skills, mate. Skills.
Skill. Happy idea, lots of you taking advantage of it, and this is what you've got. Now, you've only got about half an hour to take advantage of this price, so I do urge you to do that as soon as you possibly can. Something that you can pop in alongside your one-day special, and I must admit, those colours are very in keeping with your one-day special as well, so it might be a consideration. Really pretty floral fabric pack, as you can see there. Getting 5.5 metres for the fabulous price of just £19.99, but only for the next kind of 27 minutes or so, so do take advantage while you've got the chance. 223 558 being the item number. But of course, we've been chatting about the one-day special because we've launched it during this hour, and already over 20% of the stock has gone. Some fabulous feature panels featuring with these, and you've got kind of the countryside feel with these. So you can see how you've got your hen and your cockerel there. Watercolour images, as you can see here, printed onto the panels. Absolutely beautiful designs, gorgeous colours here, and there's lots of colours that you can pick out on these. Hayley's has put together a fabulous selection of fabrics to work with these. But think about this: you've got teals, you've got turquoises in here, you've got those gorgeous browns, burgundy tones in there, even reds, and of course you have got the yellows featuring from the beaks there, as you can see as well. So nice fabrics that you could be adding to these quite easily from your stash. So those ones are your hen and the cockerel. Next one you've got here, as you can see, is your cattle. So you can see you've got, again, quite a few different colours, warm autumnal colours, maybe going down for your cool monochromatic tones with those. That one is included as well. In addition, you've got your pheasant, again, loads of colours to choose from with the pheasant, as you can see there. And then of course one of my favourites there being the stag. It's a traditional style, isn't it? And lots of you will, I'm sure, resonate with that particular design because it is a lovely one to work with. Then what have we got next? We've got your Highland cattle, and again it's another one of those kind of quite a statement piece with that particular one. And then finally underneath you've got your little sheep there. They look like they're just running through the fields. You're probably running in the opposite direction. They'll be chasing you. Now, all of those panels come to you within the bundle, but in addition to that, you are getting your fabulous zips. Now, of course, Hayley's just been working with those zips. And just to let you know as well, if you're wanting to get hold of the panels individually, they have gone. So this is the only way. Oh, the zips have gone by themselves. Oh, I'm sorry. A bit confused by that for a moment there. So zips, yes. And sadly, I was going to suggest adding some additional ones in there, but obviously if they've gone, you can't. So you will get your 6 zips, allowing you to create your cushions, but of course you're going to need your backing fabric, which is why I'm moving the panels back over there, because you are going to get a full metre of fabulous fabric that works so well alongside those panels, as you can see there. The fact that you've got your metre of your fabric and you've got your zips and you've got your lovely panels means you are going to be able to create 6 beautiful cushion covers for a brilliant price of £34.90. As Hayley mentioned there, even if you're paying £12 or £15 per cushion cover, you are going to be able to make a lot of cushion covers for a brilliant price, as you can see then. As Hayley's been showing us, it's not overcomplicated. Even the simplest or most novice of sewers will be able to work with these, so not an issue at all. Only thing that you need to add in are your cushion pads. So at the bottom of your screen there, you've got 20-inch pads, which will give a good firmness to your cushion, and at $22.99, very affordable. And again, you can pop those in alongside your one-day special if you're wanting. 032365. Now, all those panels that I was sharing with you are available as a pick and mix. In addition to those panels, you have got the fabulous robin. You're going to choose any two of these, and lots of you are liking your robins. Now, it could be that you're going for a couple of these if you wanted to, quite easily. You could do add 2 repeats of the same design in there. But the robin, just to let you know that half of the stock of the robin has gone. Maybe you're still in a bit of a Christmassy mood, I don't know. But of course, robins, they are familiar all year round. They're quite nosy little creatures, actually. Now, other ones that you've got, the stag and the pheasant, just to let you know, a quarter of the stock has gone of those ones. So if you're wanting to see those ones, again, they are within your one-day special. So the pheasant, there you go, that one is your pheasant. Might be you're going for your one-day special and you're adding some of these additional ones in. And the stag there, that is the other one. Again, a quarter of the stock has gone off that one. $14.99 for any two of those. And of course, if you do already have your zips and your fabric, you might want to go down that route, which is not a problem at all. 301-296. If you're wanting to take advantage of those, pop them into your baskets. So what else have we got for you? Gorgeous fabrics, Fabric Freedom Show, so you know it's going to be beautiful fabrics. This time we've got some little squares for you. This occasion, 5-inch charm packs, 32 squares in total, and again you can see you've got some beautiful colourways with these. You've got muted tones with these, neutral tones that lend themselves so well to those country animal styles that we saw just a few moments ago. But these would be nice perhaps as fillers. It might be that you're creating a quilt using these. You can use them in loads of different ways. In fact, I think we might be seeing Hayley working with those in a few moments. Rapidly approaching 20% of the stock has gone. Beautiful designs, very, very popular. And for $9.99, they're one of those ones it's worth getting hold of just in case you need them. You will use them at some point because they're neutral tones, always useful. 811-652 if you're wanting those. Now, Hayley has kind of gone along the theme working with the one-day special for all of our fabrics. So not only did those quilt, those pieces there, we saw the 5-inch pieces work, these fat quarters work beautifully as well. 2 options, so you've got your navy, as you can see here, and as Hayley pointed out, you've kind of got that kind of buff tone featuring with these, very kind of cream muted, that's going to work alongside your one-day special. So you've got your navy as your first option. Other option you've got there being your black there, but when we say black, it's kind of like well, it's not a jet black, it's kind of got a little bit of a lightness to it, so like that one, really nice, nothing too overpowering with those. $19.99. 704-182, brilliant price for 6 fat quarters, so definitely do pop those ones in. Now again, working along the theme of the Highland cattle and obviously the countryside, we've got these 3 options of 3 pieces. Now lots of you are liking the red, so if you're fancying the red, a quarter of the stock has gone. Might be worth checking out on the Fabric Freedom section of our, or brand section should I say, of our website. Hayley was referring to some panels, we may have some of those still available. These are beautiful to work alongside them. So there you go, you've got your red. Next one you've got is your purple. Your purple's featuring a darker shade of blue in there as well, which is nice, like that one. So again, if you fancy that particular one, that's one of your options. Third and final option being your blue. We've kind of got those muted blue tones with these really nice designs. And again, you've got that fabulous Celtic check there, as well as your thistles and your Highland cattle. $16.99, 787054 if you're wanting to take advantage of those. Do pop them into your basket and perhaps consider adding in a little of your waffle weave. Not an easy one to say, but it's an easy one to use because it's one of those fillers. If you don't particularly want a solid plain, then this can add a little bit of interest, especially if you're working with something that has got a bit of texture, just like the one-day special. You kind of got a faux weave with this one. It's very clever. It's like a linen look without the actual weave. Smooth to the touch and such a huge range of colours. Absolutely beautiful. $16.99. Choosing any 3 of those half-metre pieces, and it can be 3 repeats of the same if you wanted to, but maybe you'll be picking out some of those countryside colours, as you can see there. Beautiful. $296,881 if you're wanting those. Next one, we've got 3 options for you, and you've got 3 pieces within those options. So the pinks here, as you can see, Beautiful. You've got your solid. You've also got your two tones with regards to that print. Beautiful. And this one is your blending bundle, which is nice because you don't always just want a solid. You might want to go on those colour themes, which you certainly can do with this one. $16.99, again 3.5 metres. Next one, you've got your teals and your turquoises. Beautiful. That one we are calling teal and blue. And then the final one that you've got is your grey and your black, which is almost like a charcoal grey in there. Really nice. I like that lighter kind of silvery tone grey. Really pretty ones. Again, it's a new fabric for Fabric Freedom. Hayley saw it, she snaffled it, and she's brought it to us, and you can take advantage for just $16.99. 761928. Now, the last thing that I need to share with you are these, oops, a daisy, nearly leant on it too hard then. You've got these fabulous kind of cotton canvases here. Again, beautiful to work alongside the one-day special. Again, you kind of got that linen look in between there, printed with your birds. As you can see there, beautiful blue flowers featuring on these as well. And I like this one, you kind of got that highlight of a daisy going through. Gorgeous butterflies. Beautiful designs, and then of course you've got that one there with the navy on. Very, very nice indeed. Again, half metre, you choose any two of those, and again there could be two repeats of the same if you so wish. $10.99, 685-461 if you are wanting those. Now, other things you might have found on the website are some gorgeous batik fabrics. These are always pretty, and these ones we've got options of, to be honest. So you've got your gorgeous kind of greens and browns featuring in this particular one. I like this particular one. Your lovely purples. Very pretty tones with these. And you've got some nice blues. Do you like a blue? And then, oh wow, these are hot, happy colours, aren't they? Like those ones. Those are going to add a power of colour. Guessing that's your orange bundle that you've got there. This one I'm presuming is, I don't really know.
I think that'll be teal.
Do you think it's teal? Yeah, we're going to go down teal. Oh, that's a nice one. I like that one as well. Very nice. Loads and loads on the website. Do check them out. 5.5 metres for just $29.99. 203.
And they're new batik packs. They are not ones that we've seen before.
Oh, worth having a little look at those. Oh, everybody's going. Ooh.
So I've stopped this so we've got one bit higher up and one bit lower down, just so we can slide this out the way. Now you can do this once it's kind of all the way up on one side if you wish, but just for the sake of speed, I've peeled that off. I'm just going to slide that zip past the foot and then just tuck that in. So I mean, actually, if you have a look under there, I've just actually unpicked it, so I can even pull it further if I want to. Let me just pop that through to the front. There we go, and then I can just unzip that all the way. You can either, this is why I use tape rather than the glue stick usually, because tape you can stick straight back down. With the glue stick, sometimes you have to use a little bit of heat to reactivate it, so we will just be very careful. Okay. So I'm just going to I can actually do it so I can do one side at a time, and I can make sure that that's still lined up with that edge. Okay. Get that side out of the way for you. All the way up to the top.
And of course, this is one of the 6 zips that you get within your one-day special.
I've just stopped right at the top of the zip, and then I'm going to put my other piece back in place. Obviously, because I've unzipped it now all the way down, it isn't as rigid, so you just have to be a little bit more careful. I'm just going to zip it back up a little bit.
The ends should pretty much line up though,
shouldn't they? I'm going to just zip it back up a tiny bit for now.
Okay.
The ends will line up. There we go. That's it. And then again, straight across at the bottom. If your machine is not heavy enough to go and do that straight as one, then just hand turn it. And then we're just coming back down the other side. And then once I'm a little bit further towards that zip, I'm going to take it back down a bit further out of the way, and out of the way of causing me any problems with my feet on the machine.
Okay, okay.
So now it's all fairly stable, and just take that out of the way.
And off you go again.
And come all the way down to the bottom. And then if I don't want to use a fixed stitch, because maybe it's going to put a kind of a bit of a lump on the back, you can just use the traditional method of pulling all the ends through to the back and tying them off. But that means that your stress points now, which are the opening and closing end of the zip, are consistent stitching, and they're not got any joins on them. So let me just fix that and cut it off. And then to get it together from there, It's fairly straightforward. So that's my zip in there.
Nice and easy that was, yeah.
I've got to unpick the other half, that top half that we hadn't done yet.
Most machines come with a seam unpicker, but of course we have got them on the website if you do want to get hold of them.
I'm going to stop just a couple before the end.
Okay.
Because then if it does ever go too far, there's something to stop it.
And just be gentle,
and then you're just going to need to get
go,
all of those little bits off.
Because the thing is, sometimes you can kind of scoot too quick if you're not careful, can't you? Put a lot of pressure behind it, and then you scoot through your fabric as well. If somebody's making all 6 of these up at cushions, would you suggest that perhaps do the zip bits?
Do the zip bits,
all of them.
Get them out of the way, because you'll get into a stride with them, and it'll be much, much easier. So, to actually then turn it into a cushion, make sure you leave the zip open, because you need that hole to turn it right side out.
Okay.
We've all done it.
Oh, yes.
We've all done it.
And often more than once.
You want to press that seam flat again, because this time you want to be running up the sides. Okay. So I have not got my pins, so I'm going to do one side at a time to make sure I get it nice and straight. Get in there. There we go. Go faster on the straight bits.
It's nice because perhaps this is one of those projects, maybe you had a sewing machine for Christmas, or your New Year resolution was perhaps to get your sewing machine out from the loft or behind the sofa or under the stairs, wherever you've been keeping it, and to use it more, use it in a creative way. Well, this is a brilliant way of doing so. You're going to be able to make 6 fabulous cushion covers, and these are going to be something that you can put together relatively quickly.
Yeah. And if you're not that confident in your I haven't got any pins in here, so rather than go all the way around and then find I've got a problem here, I'm actually doing the 2 sides first, because obviously the zip is already in. The zip is my fixed point. So I'm doing the 2 sides first, and then I'll go along and do the end, because then I'm not going to end up with a bunch at one end. So I'm just going to check that they're nice and flat. That's fine. Oh, so I'm doing a little fix. There we go.
Of course, the fabric that you've got with these, you don't necessarily just have to make them into cushions if you wanted to. You can make them into kind of tote bags or something like that.
Bags are an option. You could do larger projects, like add them into a quilt or a throw or something.
Nice idea.
There's lots of different aprons. They're a great size to make little kind of aprons and things with. So I'm just going to flip that round. I've just got that one seam, which would be the top of the cushion.
Okay.
So I shall complete that now. Go faster. Even better. Well, I need to get it finished. I need to prove. 10 minutes.
Not about 10 minutes.
Oh, I thought it was 3 minutes.
No.
I was hammering through it.
Well, if you do it in 3 minutes, we've got to find something else to do for the next 7.
Oh. I may have made an error then. Oh, I may have made an error. Is it Quilters Trading Post next? Are they ready?
Oh dear.
No, I mean, we've done this in comfortably, within an hour,
easily,
with chatting and messing on and everything else as well. So I'm just going to just snipping the corners off, double snipping them, because when you do that, because when your cushion is right side out, all of that bulk goes in the corner. By double snipping those corners off, you're taking all that bulk out, and you're going to get a really nice sharp corner. Because if I just do the same without cutting the corner there, so you've got all that bulk of fabric within there. So if you just put a single snip on, you've still got that little bit of an overlap sometimes, depending on how straight you've cut it. So the best way to get rid of that is to just put a double snip on each of them, just to put more of a mitre on those corners, and then that excess disappears and it doesn't give you a bulky corner. Nice. So we'll get rid of those, but just don't go too close to where you've stitched, because obviously, especially if it's a joined corner like these ones, you don't want to be affecting those.
And the fabric that you're getting with this, you're getting that additional metre of fabric. So is that enough to cover all of the 6 cushion
bags? Well, I'm not sure yet. I've done 2. We'll find out by the end, won't we?
To keep you posted. Tune back in later.
Don't know is the answer. Well, we'll put this one in this one then, just to show that it fits. So this is an 18-inch cushion pad that I've got here. I would recommend 20, because with an 18, let me just pop those corners out. Oh, look how pointy they are, because we did double snipping.
See, I've never come across double snipping before.
You what?
I've never double snipped before.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, it's great. Do you want to have a go later? I've got you tomorrow.
I don't think you might have my final call
Oh, do you want to have a go final call?
Have it, yeah.
Okay.
There's something to look forward to on a Saturday.
Bit
isn't it?
double corner snipping. Right, cushion in. Let's just get it right in those corners.
It's lovely fabric for the backing.
It is. It kind of coordinates really nicely. That corner out. Put my zip together.
Look at that.
Ba-ba! Chicken cushion.
I love it. And top tip, using that zip at the bottom there, because I think that's really valid point.
Then even if it isn't as neat as you would like it, I mean, that's in black thread. So even if it's not as neat as you would like it, it's on the bottom, you ain't going to see it.
Is that fabulous? I love it. And I just love the prints as well. And of course you've got 6 different panels, the chicken and the cockerel being just one of them, and inside there somewhere there is a stag as well. And then of course if you do want to make them into cushions, you'll need your cushion pads, or we can help you with those as well. You can see here you are getting 4 of them as a Freedom member for just £18.39. That is incredible value for money. That's delivered to your door. Again, it's one of those item numbers that keep a note of that number, because you will want to refer back to those and perhaps order more of those. Of course, don't forget we're getting to the end of the hour. It does still mean though you can take advantage of your happy hour deal. You've only got probably about 10 minutes or so to take advantage. You're going to have them going up in price by £32. That's a considerable increase. Taking them from £19.99 up to £51.99. They're really useful fabrics to have. Nice muted tones there, fabulous as filler fabrics. 223558 if you are wanting those. And of course we started off with the one day special. That's what we are returning to, and we're building up a collection.
Yes, we are building up a collection. I've got to go and find another cushion now to put in it. But what I'll actually do in the break, I'll go and find a 20-inch cushion and put it in that, so you can see the difference between an 18 and a 20 and how full.
We'll start putting them on our sofa.
Shall we?
Yes.
And then by the end we can have a little rest.
We can do, have a little nap. Now, if you're wanting to get hold of your panels, you're going to get all 6 of those fabulous panels, creating 6 cushions if you want to create cushions, because of course you are going to get your zips. Now, you can't get hold of the zips any other way. If you're wanting these concealed zips, absolutely perfect. And of course you could use these for things like bags or anything.
Exactly the same principle. You could have a bag with a zip at the top, absolutely no problem, same principle. All I would do is possibly take it in a little bit. Let's show you the picture side maybe. Take it in a little bit at both the sides so the zip went side to side.
Yeah, good tip. Like that idea. And they could quite easily become bags. I think they'd be quite desirable. And
should we make a bag tomorrow then?
Shall we? Come on then. Like I wouldn't double snip the bag, would I? Or would I?
No. Well, you could. Okay. But because the bag takes a lot more tension and pressure, I would probably say not.
I'm sure our lovely viewers would like to see a bag sooner than the final call show. So we'll leave that one to you. So you could do it earlier in the day. Because I'm only doing your final call. I'm going to see you at 5 o'clock. So
that's fine.
Yeah. But I was looking forward to panic. But the one day special, 6 panels.
You meaning like do it now?
6 zips. Yeah, we've got a minute left. 6 zips, and of course you've got your metre of your fabric with regards to these ones. So yeah,
can I just say, you two,
designs.
Shut up.
Shall we show you those different panels again while we're here? You've got your stag, you've got your chicken and your cockerel there. Of course you've got the, you call them sheep. No, they are cows. We saw that one a few moments ago. The pheasant. Now the pheasant is a popular one in the pick and mix.
Shall we do the pheasant next?
I think, yeah.
Okay. I'll do it with Yanis. Is it Yanis I've got?
It is Yanis you've got.
Okay, yeah, like me and Yanis will do a pheasant.
Don't let him do any tongue twisters. Then you've got the stag.
No, I know which one you mean.
You've got your
That's going to end in tears.
Again, if you're going for your one day special, you might want to add a couple of those additional stags in using the pick and mix that you've got with
That'll end in tears and an Ofcom complaint.
It certainly would. And then you've got your Highland cattle there, as you can see. Love that one. Again, that's another one that you could double up on.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
you know what? We might do some free motion on the pheasant. I feel like a free motion pheasant today.
Well, if you're in a free motion mood, you need to stay tuned for the next act, because we have got an incredible. It's fabulous.
Okay.
Really, really clever designs. You'll love it. You'll love it. But that's next hour. We are still in this hour.
I'm going to have my dinner and watch.
That's it. Yeah. Put your feet up and have a little watch. Now, you pick and mix. If you're wanting these, we're going to bring those details up. All those panels that we've just spoken of, again, are available in your pick and mix. You won't obviously get your zips. You won't get your backing fabric. But what you will do is get 2 panels. 2 panels of your choice. Double up with these if you're wanting to. Don't forget an additional one, which I nearly forgot about.
Oh, you lost him.
Poor little Robin. Poor little Robin. Over 60% of the robin has gone.
Now, I've obviously made a massive error here because there were 7 panels, and I said, oh, well, they'll be better in a 6. I've got to take one out. And I thought, oh, well, Christmas is gone. I'll take the robin out.
No, but people are still liking the robin. I mean, I can understand why you've gone down that kind of country theme with these.
They
it
all
makes
matched.
sense. It does
and then
make
he
sense.
kind of, maybe I've been mean to him.
No, it's all because I think people potentially are going for a couple of these because some of them are still in Christmas mode, aren't they?
Right,
And thinking ahead for projects as well. So,
okay.
So they could get 2 robins, couldn't they? They could get 2 robins and the one-day special.
Okay, that's fine.
Allowed. That is allowed. So don't feel too bad. Does that make you feel any better?
But no.
Okay, fair enough.
Kind of like, oh, maybe I should put him in. But 7 was a funny number because cushions usually kind of even numbers.
I don't know. Some people 7's a lucky number, but not yours today. No.
Do you know what? I've got some day of the week socks, and they're supposed to be lucky when you wear them on the right day. That's not been the case.
Oh,
so I abandoned the day of the week, and today I have Monday socks on, and it's been quite a good day.
There you go, perfect.
So maybe day of the week socks on the wrong day is the way forward for me.
That's right. Living life on the edge.
I am.
Now, if you're wanting your pick
I'm living the dream.
pick and mix.
Monday socks on a Friday. Woo!
Okay. The thing is, are you ahead of yourself or catching up?
Do you want to
That's
know the worst thing?
Go on then, tell me.
The worst thing was, I had them on yesterday and I had a good day, so I washed them last night so I can put them on again.
You're getting a bit fanatical about this. At least you washed them.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
Details on your screen for your pick and mix. Happy hour, just to let you know. I'm going to take that from our lovely Chloe.
I think I've overshared there.
You probably have a little, haven't you? But these, I mean, Hayley, these are lovely. Just the last minute or so on these.
These are a brilliant one for a blender bundle, because if you're looking for a quilt or a project that's quite neutral and quite subtle, these are fantastic for that. You've basically 2 colours throughout the lot.
Beautiful.
And you've just got different florals on each of them. So you've got things like your twigs and sprigs on there. Then you've got your slightly larger leaves. You've got the kind of it's almost the positive and negative there, but it's a slightly different print on that one. And then you've got your big flowers. Now this is what we would probably call your feature fabric. So that's the one maybe you'd fussy cut certain elements from. And then you've got another one with the little birds on there as well. So you've got a couple of darks, 2 darks, 3 lights, which work really, really nicely together.
It's a really nice one. It's a happy hour deal, and at $19.99, definitely worth going
Would
for.
you like me to remove this?
Well, no, because I think that works well together. Bringing in those navies that we've got, and don't forget we have got a black option of this one as well. If you're wanting to create a quilt and don't necessarily want anything too bold, because if you've got a complex block, sometimes it can get lost in the print. Yeah, so I like this one. If you're wanting your fat quarters, you're getting 6 of those for $19.99. You have got your navy, as you can see here, which work really, really well with those the happy hour ones and the black as well.
I know they've undone them, but they come beautifully presented. I don't know if I've got
we'll
a
have to
spare
save
one.
that for another time.
Hang fire, I'm going digging. No.
Okay.
I can't see one.
Next time
Never
we'll
mind.
have a look at those. Thank you, Hayley.
Thank you,
Inspirational
Hayley.
As always, make sure you tune back in at 9 o'clock because Hayley will be back with Yanis. I will be seeing you just after the break for another sewing hour, a little bit of free motion embroidery. Looking forward to it. Make sure you tune in, you'll love it.
Okay, I will.
So details on your screen, leaving you with the one-day special. If you are wanting yours, now is the perfect time to pop it in your basket. I'll see you in a few moments.